And Soweto held a graduation ceremony with a difference. As part of the Learners and Driver's License Legacy Project, 100 female grade 11s between the ages of 16 and 18 from the school received their learner's licenses and are preparing to start taking driving lessons. The project is run in collaboration with multiple partners, including the Pumelela Gaming and Leisure. Langa Terence Tlachwayo is from Lead Me As I Lead You, the movement which coordinates the Legacy Project. He's here with two of the students who graduated yesterday, Katle Khotlamene and Leshunene Ribombo. Very good morning to all of you. Thank you so much for making it through.
I can say
congratulations to both of you ladies. How are you feeling about this?
Excited.
Why? Why does it excite you?
A lot of people need this opportunity but they didn't get it. So we are grateful we got this opportunity.
Yeah, Ketlego?
It's very exciting.
Why is it exciting?
I believe as a black child, it's very hard to get this kind of opportunities, and it's really difficult to be able to access yourself a driver's license and a learner's.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you want to ensure, Langa, that by completion of matric, these students will be legally licensed drivers. How did the graduation go? Was it the 100 students that you promised? And what do you hope to achieve through this project?
What we want to achieve with this project is, as we alluded earlier on, is to make sure that by the time currently they're still in grade 11, but some of them have passed to grade 12. And so by the time they get to grade 11, they would have, by grade 12 rather, they would have acquired their learners and driver's licenses. So by the time they're done, they're able to then enter the job and employment market and also the entrepreneurship market, knowing that they can independently stand for themselves. But the bigger picture of this program is to be able to deal with issues of teenage suicide, because most of them, you find that they don't do well when they get to grade 12, and the person now is hopeless and thinks life has come to an end for them. So, but then if you have then at that time a learner, so a driver's license that's able to push you to then say, I can have an opportunity to change my life, then it gives you, I could say, a second chance in life. So the plan here is to ensure that all of these 100 female learners are able to stand up for themselves. They don't have to depend on men to push for them or any other person, but for them to take the initiative, because the opportunity has been directly delivered to them at the Letsibogo High School. And the response from the learners has been quite positive. And going back to your question on yesterday's in terms of the attendance, unfortunately couldn't have all 100 of them because there were different reasons why some of them couldn't come. But I believe we were able to get at least 70 of them attend. Even their parents came in great numbers to support the learners. So it was a beautiful event that we had yesterday.
You spoke about the teenage suicide,
yes,
societal scourge, but as part of the program yesterday, you also had a session where you spoke about other societal issues, including gender-based violence. Tell us how that went.
It was great. So we had gentlemen, fathers in the audience that we really spoke to about issues of gender-based violence, because we as men are in the leading race of abusing women. And we also had women such as Candice Chira from Curate, and we also had Beta Letsibogo from Tari Ensu, who were there to speak about gender-based violence as women that are directly impacted by this. But as men, we took the initiative to say, look, enough is enough. And prior to yesterday, we had formed part of the Vodacom Foundation work for gender-based violence. Yeah. And there we're also raising our voice as a movement, but also in my own right as a man, to say no to gender-based violence, no to women and children abuse. So it was very beautiful that one of the fathers in the audience actually stood up to hug his daughter for the very first time and kissed her, and he said, look, I'm taking the initiative to be a protector to her.
To be a different father.
Exactly, and we were able to achieve that. And one of the parents, and then one of the parents was able to stand up speaking on behalf of her niece, Rofewa. And she said, ever since she's been part of the project, the child has been able to be vocal and expressive about any issues that she goes through. And this was by the help of us exposing the girls to other women who are in power, such as the Johannesburg TEDx Women event that they were part of. So it's very much empowering, and they now have a voice and they can stand up for themselves in society.
Katlego and Leshnene, I can see you're a bit nervous. I hope that changes, because this is a very important platform that you have right now. You're in grade 11 and there are issues that people at your level have that sometimes we adults do not understand. And you have a chance now to tell us about this process that you've gone through in acquiring these learner's licenses, and how was it for you that while you were in a process of trying to achieve something, you were also having these conversations about things that are happening in society, and that conversations that you could take part in. How did you feel about that, Katlego?
I got mixed emotions on this process, as I faced different kinds of obstacles, and it was really hard, but I had to push and reach my destination, because I had a goal in which I have to get my learners. And also I was very, very impatient with my parents, because I really, really needed the learners so that I can help, also that they can help me in the future. And as they said, they once told me that and nowadays it's going to be hard to get a learners, and it won't be an easy road to go on. So yeah.
Lishnene, how were you able to separate the one on the side that you have a dream to get your license, but you're also having an opportunity to have conversations about these very important issues, especially for young adults such as yourselves?
Oh, firstly, for me it was easy, and I had all the support. My family would always tell me that it is easy, you just have to study, and that license thing does not change. So I went there to write my first license test, learner's test. I didn't make it.
Oh, you didn't get it the first time you tried?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was scared, crying, but he said we must do it again. I said, yeah, book for me, I will write.
So you have your learners now?
Yes.
With the prospect of getting a driver's license, Langa, how does that work?
So what we do as an organization, obviously in partnership with Pumelela Gaming and Leisure, and also I'd like to give credit to in her independent right, Ms. Nomantora Lehoko, for the support that they've given us. So what we do is, firstly, we go to the school, identify a total of 100 learners. And, and just to be clear, when we went to Letsibogo Girls High, Principal Matopo said, I'm going to actually choose those who are intelligent in grade 11. And she chose a total of 100, and we take them through the K53 process.
100 girls in grade 11?
Yes.
That just brings us to another societal issue we have. How big is the school?
Well, the school is quite big, but I wouldn't know.
Co-ed and 100 girls.
Exactly, yeah.
In
So, but they
grade.
took them in from different grade 11 classes. So I suppose there's about 5 or 6 grade 11 classes. So
Wow.
they choose the smart ones
That's
from those
massive.
offices. And we then started with the process. It was not easy, I don't know to lie, but once a learner has been able to understand the whole K53 and they're clear about the rules of the road, the contours and the signs, we then take the second phase where we book for them online, they acquire the date, they go and write. But to empower them, what we've decided to do is that once you failed, we then give you a second chance to rewrite.
Which is great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. But now to also not spoon feed them and spoil them, what we then decide to scrap out that process, because we then said to them, if you fail now, you're going to bear the cost for that. You have to take now the responsibility for that, because now we saw another said issue. Others were not really being committed to the program because they knew, now I don't study, even if I go I fail, then blah, yes.
Yeah.
So we then decided to challenge them to say, you fail, and then you're going to pay. And the response has been quite positive. There's one Kotazo Munya, I decided, look, Titi, here's my money, book for me again. And she went. And so it's been quite a great process.
Katlego, why is it important for you to be a legal driver? Because there's lots of drivers on the road who don't have licenses. Why is it important for you to do it the right way, right from scratch?
It is very important for me to do it the right way, because I've realized in our country there's a lot of corruption, and so I have to do things legal so that I can lead by an example and change all the corrupt policies and everything.
Lishnene, having a license, a driver's license, is one of the next to achieving your qualifications, your tertiary qualifications, it's one of the greatest doors to open adult life for you into your freedom, into doing what you want to do. What does it mean for you? How do you think this will benefit you personally, having a driver's license?
I think it will benefit me from many things, because if I don't make it after matric, I'll be able to do something with my learners.
But one doesn't have to be at the cost of the other. You can have your matric and have a license. I think that's what you would want to encourage, isn't it?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But for now, if I don't make it after matric, I will use it to apply for
As
another
a parent,
job.
I'm not taking that argument. You have to get your matric.
Exactly.
You have
I
to.
will get it.
You are our future leaders. Women are future leaders of the country. What you come to the studio at a time when the country is talking about gender-based violence, 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. How are you interacting with this conversation? What is the situation in your school?
The situation in my school, I think everyone is being treated equally, and I think my coordinates are very, very against gender violence, and they are trying by all means to stop it and find ways in which they can reduce and find justice in our country for our women.
Fantastic. Lishanene?
No, for me, I think we are not treated equally, because other girls.
Interesting, and you're both in one school.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there are people who fall in love with girls and are girls. So some of us, we don't like those things, because so we are not treated equally. If you are a lesbian, people treat you different from a girl.
Are you saying that because you are lesbian?
No, I'm not.
Okay. So you are advocating for the rights of equality, actually.
Yes.
Yeah. So you were saying?
So I think it would be better if they treat us equally.
Yeah. And it's very important. This is not one. It's one of the multiple projects that Lead Me As I Lead You undertakes throughout the country, Langa. How do you choose the school to go to? How do you cooperate with the Department of Education in this regard?
So for me, when I started with identifying Letsibogo Girls High, I said I need to do something that will benefit and develop the black female child. And one of the best schools that I could go to was Letsibogo Girls High.
Why?
Because I would normally, I used to pass by the school at times, and I would see a lot of guys parked outside. So it's a girls' school. And I then
the same thing that Lishanen is talking about.
So it came to an understanding that most of these girls, they're attracted to guys who drive these cars and everything, because they're thinking it's a super thing, you know. But I felt a need to empower them to say, look, next time you could be the girl who takes other girls using your own mom's car or your own dad's car. You don't really need me to pick you up as TT to make you feel special. You can actually do it for yourself. That's when I went to the school, and the feedback and the attitude from the school was quite positive. But without shaming the MEC of Education, I want to say that we never actually received enough support from them, not even a rubber or a pencil from the Department of Basic Education. We did have...
You're referring to Mr. Lesufi here?
Yes, his office, because I actually called him immediately after my meeting with Pumelela. Pumelela came in and Leisure came here, go ahead to say, okay, cool, we'll be able to help you start off the project. And I spoke to them in observing protocol, obviously. And MEC Lesufi said, no, it's okay, speak to my office. We had a meeting together with Pumelela.
Because his office also has such a flagship project.
Which is called the K53 project.
Yeah.
And I was excited about it. Pumelela, the executives from Pumelela Gaming Asia were present in that meeting. We also had executives from GCRA in the office of the MEC.
Yeah.
But, and then it was followed by the summit, the K53 summit launch. After that, there was no longer any positive communication from that. It was tough on me, basically, because from the amount that we had received from Pumelela Gaming, it was a startup for the project. But moving on forward, it became so expensive. You needed support from the department. Yes. And the sad part is that they are in possession of the material that we had to actually use money to purchase. For example, you have 100 learners. Each one of them has to get a hard copy of the K53, which consists of 65 pages. And to print that, it's quite expensive, but we decided to do everything by ourselves. Even yesterday when we had the graduation ceremonies, we didn't invite them because we didn't know if they would be interested in this. We've been communicating with them. Email, SMS, WhatsApp, they are unavailable. It's been quite sad, but we're hoping that if the MEC and his office are watching this interview, they should understand this is not an attack. We are asking for a partnership to the Road Traffic Management Corporation. We need them on board.
Yeah.
Because we are struggling with things that they have, the resources that they have. There's another learner, Tato Mokhale. For her to actually experience driving and moving a car, I had to use my car, whereas the department has its own car.
The original agreement.
Yes, so it has its own car. We never received any support since days. I mean, I'm talking about a rubber, not even a rubber.
So
right?
how are you going to taking these girls who've already graduated in terms of their learner's licenses? What does what you've just said, what does it say about the next level for them, which is taking driving lessons?
So I'll go back to Pimelela Gaming and Leisure. We have a lady there by Frida Muloi and her colleague Tandega Sokawas. They've been amazingly supportive, and we've spoken to them to say, could you please help us push the project to go on and so that we can be able to reach phase 2 of the project.
Yeah.
They said, we'll look at it, but we are happy about the project. We're also speaking to Tivej from Drivio, who said they'll look at possibility of partnering with us, and then we've been trying very hard to speak to Sisi Olisa from Uber SA. So those are people that we are talking to, because we understood that if we don't push on our own and wait basically on the Department of Basic Education, we might really be stalled, and that's not what we want.
We're going to have to end it there, but thank you so much for coming through. Terence Langahlachoyo from Lead Me As I Lead You. He's the founder there, the movement which coordinates the Legacy Project. And Katleho Dlamini, thank you so much and congratulations. Lechinene Rubombo, congratulations to you too.
Thank you.
All the best for your future and for Matric.
Yes. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much.